Ujire. Okay.
John.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Tusimbule over. Okay. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for responding to our quick call. I salute you. Today I want to address 3 issues, maybe 4. Most importantly, I want to address the disappearance of yet another comrade. The day before yesterday, on Sunday, all of you got to know about the abduction of our brother Edward Sebufu, also known as H.E Bobi Wine. H.E Bobi Wine is the head of my security, and he was trailed and abducted violently from Okono, where he had gone together with other comrades to attend a small private function of one of our comrades, Isma. H.E Bobi Wine was taken away, and up to now, we don't know where he is. The police, as usual, has come out to deny having him, just like they denied having Nyanzi, just like they've denied having many of our comrades in the past. We continue to demand for H.E Bobi Wine, dead or alive. But again, it's not only H.E Bobi Wine. Many of our comrades are missing. We have a brother called Sentongo Shakur, also known as Gaza Media. Gaza Media was abducted last month. He is still missing. Police and the military continue to deny knowledge of his whereabouts. Although some of our comrades that have returned from that military detention from CMI have told us that they saw him there, very badly tortured. When Bright Muhumuza from Barara was freed from CMI, he told us he saw Gaza Media there. When Vian Bashabe from Hoima was released, he told us he saw Gaza Media there. Even recently, our comrade called Chimera Ibrahim, also known as Miguna, gave us information that Shakur, Sentongo, also known as Gaza Media, is detained and badly tortured in CMI. Our brother Mpalani Michael was abducted on the 18th of March from Matuga, is also missing, but those that have been freed from CMI told us that they saw him there, and so is Douglas Sambu from Masaka. We continue to demand for the unconditional release of these our brothers and others that are detained unlawfully, and we continue to condemn the terrible and backward behavior of our security forces of abducting people. In the same breath, I want to demand for the freedom of our comrades, including Achireo Chivumbi, including Wakabi Grace, Mugumya Gaddafi, and others. These are detained unlawfully in Masaka. When the regime wanted to keep us in detention and to isolate me, they found ways using some of those that used to pose as our comrades to bring up bogus charges against our comrades. We demand for their release. Secondly, many of you saw the day before yesterday when the military surrounded this our headquarters ahead of a press conference by the youth belonging to the National Unity Platform to launch an effort to win the soon coming youth elections. Now, in a country that masquerades as a democracy, it should be shameful for the military and police to be playing partisan politics, to come and surround our headquarters without any moral or legal reason whatsoever. But again, it should go further to show us the kind of impunity that we are living under and how much we must fight to free ourselves. You, the journalists, recently were beaten and will be beaten again and again and again until we are free, so that everybody and anybody can practice their profession and calling in peace and with dignity. Finally, I want to make a comment on the recent happenings in this our country. Somebody on the internet jokingly called it a 3 Sam story or a 3 Samuel story. We have 3 Samuels here. One is Sam Kutesa, who is a former government minister and a relative to General Museveni. Sam Kutesa stole money meant for building hospitals and improving health care. And when activists and voices of dissent raised, Sam Kutesa and his group ordered Sam Omara to crush those protests and make sure that those voices that were demanding for better health care are crushed. Sam Omara got orders to be merciless, and indeed he crushed those protests mercilessly and with pride. You can go back and see the videos and pictures of how brutal and ruthless he was to Dr. Besigye and the walk to work protests. Just a short while later, Sam Kutesa and Sam Omara got cancer. Sam Kutesa, using taxpayers' money, went for world-class treatment in Germany, where he himself told us he was undergoing treatment for 6 months. You can imagine how much of taxpayers' money he was spending every day. Sam Omara had no option but to go to the rotten hospitals, and he went to Mulago Hospital. As all of us watched the misery that was ongoing, Sam Omara, because he was in a rotten health care, he rotted away. I can imagine what was going on in his mind when he's lying in those smelly hospital wards, where he had to buy his own gloves, buy his own medicines. I can imagine the kind of regret and disappointment that was going on in his mind. And as expected, our hospitals are death traps. Sam Omara died of cancer at 60. But again, as is expected, where there's better health care, Sam Kutesa at 80 survived cancer. And on the same day of the death of Sam Omara, Sam Kutesa came back and built, yes, your guess is as good as mine, hospitals can wait. What was important to him is to build a church. But that is not the end of the story. There's a third Sam. This is not even a Ugandan. His name is Sam Leeds. He was a British tourist who came to Uganda. He got an accident in Uganda, and thankfully he survived. But as any moral thinking person, this third Sam saw it necessary to return back the love in Uganda, where he survived, and build a hospital that is not expected to treat him again or his relatives or his friends, but because that is the moral thing to do. Now, that is this ironic story of the 3 Sams, the 3 Samuels. What does this teach us? This teaches us that the small group of people that is using us, especially those our brothers and sisters in uniform, to crush any voice that demands better, is always going to be on the winning side. And when that need for hospitals, infrastructure, or better schools arises, they will have the money they've stolen from us to go abroad for better health care.